Viewers, welcome to Food Braggers Network. I'm going to make two different kinds of beans, but I'll combine them together and make one pot very delicious mixed beans porridge. Okay guys, so before I make my beans, I'm going to soak them each for at least 1 hour. I'm going to make two different kinds of beans. So I have two bowls here that I'm going to use to soak them. I'm going to add a cup of water to each of the bowls. So I have my two bowls each with a cup of water. I'm going to measure up a cup of each of my beans. So here I have this tiny black beans here. It is called Matpe, M-A-T-P-E beans. So it looks more like lentil. So you can see, very tiny. So I'm going to pour that into one bowl. So here that is. I'm going to allow that to soak for 1 hour before I cook. And here I have the mung beans, M-O-O-N. So you could see also very tiny green beans. I'm also going to soak that for 1 hour. Okay guys, so I had soaked this beans for 1 hour. Now I'm going to simply drain it off. So rinse it again nicely. And then pour it into a fresh pot with fresh water. And I'm going to boil it until it becomes tender. So I'll be checking the water to make sure it doesn't get dry before the beans get tender or soft. So I'm gonna put it on the stove and at medium heat and allow it to cook. I'm also going to do the same thing with the other black beans. I'm going to rinse that out nicely as well. Empty it into a fresh, another pot with fresh water, and cook it until it's tender as well. So here I have the two beans in separate pots on the stove. I'm going to cook them uncovered. You can cover the pot if you want to, but I'm going to cook them uncovered to avoid the water spilling over when I'm not looking. And then of course, once it is tender, I'll be checking. I'm not going to put anything, no seasoning, no salt, no nothing. I'm just going to cook them until they are tender. I'll be checking to see when it becomes tender. If the water dries out before the beans becomes tender, I'll add more water until the beans softens, and then I will continue from there and I'll show us as we go. So my pot has been heating up on the stove there. It's dry and it's heated up, so I'm going to pour in at least half a cup of avocado oil. Have it to cover the pan, and I'm going to allow that oil to heat up. You could use any kind of oil of your choice. So my oil has been heating up here, so I'm going to toss in some salt. And I add black pepper. Pour in some red onion. You can also use any other kind of onion that you so prefer. I have here also some diced spicy red pepper. That's optional. It's all about if you like it spicy or not. And I have here some garlic as well, so I throw in some garlic. I do have here some bouillon cubes that I had made, hydrated bouillon cubes made up of rosemary, thyme, basil. So I will be putting that in as well. I'll stir that in nicely. And then I'm going to toss in my chopped tuna fish. Mix that up nicely. Toss in my diced tomato. All fresh tomatoes. I will cover up the pot and allow it to cook for 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes, so I'm going to just stir it. And everything is so nicely made. I'm going to throw in my bouillon cubes. They are frozen, so that's why they are this way. But it will all dissolve or melt in. I will stir that in nicely. And I'm going to empty each of my beans into this and stir fry it, or cook it as it may be. So I'm making them in the same pot because I want to combine. I like the flavor of both of them combined. If you remember, I had 1 cup of each, and you can see how much I'm going to make. So this I will preserve, and it will last me for at least 2 weeks. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Allow them to cook in together. You could actually make soup out of this if you want to. In other words, you put a whole lot of water and allow it to stay that way. Cook it until all the beans is completely softened and you still have a whole bunch of water in it. But that's not what I'm going to make. I'm just going to make me some mixed beans. So I'm going to cover that pot up and allow it to cook for about 15 minutes. Okay guys, it's been 15 minutes and my beans combo is ready. I'll stir it up and then I'm going to just turn off the heat. Beans will make at least 6 servings. It all depends on how you eat. It could be more. So I'll allow it to cool and I'll scoop it into bowls and preserve them in the refrigerator. But this is going to be my dinner, and you can see it's delicious. You could eat these beans with anything else. It doesn't have to be with radish. You can eat them. You could eat it just as it is. You could eat it with flatbread. You could eat it with some plantains. Anything that you so desire to add it onto as a side dish. And this makes a very nutritious and filling either breakfast, dinner, or lunch or dinner. Whatever time of the day you choose to eat this, it is delicious and it is refreshing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, Food Braggers Network, and be a part of the family so that you will be one of the first to be notified once I have uploaded new videos. Thank you.